All right, folks, spitball physics. You probably can't tell right now because this camera's so good, but it's dusk and pretty close to dark. And here's the thing. It's time to bring back something that the old school scientists theorized and talked about and believed existed. It's time for the ethers, folks, the ethers. But let's call them what we know them to really be. Let's say they're fields. And the reason why there's so many problems with the fields because we're not seeing them how they are. Okay, let's look at it like this. This is a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional existence. The chain link fence, right? You hit a chain link fence, vibrations go through the fence, all up and down, it reacts. And so that's on one level. But here's another level. Right up against that chain link fence, you have a screen, like a screen door screen. Much denser, much smaller pass-through holes. Still there, and it's right up against it. Now, if it's right up against it, but not completely touching, but it's still taut, thump the screen, vibrations of a different nature, different frequencies, different characteristics, whatever. You know what I'm saying, folks? I didn't claim to be the greatest orator. I'm just speaking. All right, so you have these meshes. Now, this is a two-dimensional version. They exist parallel to each other. But in a two-dimensional world, they're intertwined. And yet, they don't necessarily affect each other directly. Yeah. Okay, so now you've got certain aspects operating on one level, the chain link fence, and the other forces or aspects operating on the screen fence. And let's say that there's multiple divisions of this type of thing. Let's say there's extra wide chain link fence like this big holes, a secondary chain link fence like this, another one like this, like a dog chain size rings. Then you got a super large screen, a super narrow screen, and a screen that's like what's that? The cheesecloth, like holes that are visible to the naked eye. All these are layered. In the two-dimensional world, they're layered right next to each other. In the three-dimensional world, they're all intertwined, but they're not directly connected, just like they're those layers. And so each one of those is a domain of existence. And you got, let's say, one controls gravity, space-time, the weak force, another one weak force, another one the strong force, and so on and so forth. And you got one where dark matter and energy reside. See? The ethers, aka fields. Multiple overlapping fields. Now, next I'm going to tell you how all this coincides with your string theory and how it jumps in, interacts, and plays with each other. It plays fair or not fair, depending on how you look at it. Right? Because you got entanglement all up in there. So how does entanglement work? Like the fences. Sorry, folks. My camera operator was acting a little weird for me. Okay, the fences all the way down where you see those stacks of wood. From there, all the way to that building off in the distance. So I pop that into the fence, and there's a reaction down there. How does that work? It's more to it than that, though. We'll get into it. How's there more to it than that? Well, because I'm not gonna tell you right now. Check it out on Spitball Physics, folks. There's more to come.